welcome back to the third quarter of the Bobby003 show. We can't rush it up along with Andrew here.
Good morning.
And we were showing some pictures. We have a few more pictures, but let's get a couple of our good sponsors right away.
I can handle that. How about Quarters Casino? Go north of Opelousas to the first exit there, I-49, exit 23, and go to El Pico de Gallo restaurant there in the Quarters Casino. Good, authentic Mexican food. You can have good margaritas. That's authentic Mexican food too, right? I guess technically it's food.
We put the two together.
With your meal.
With your meal.
And you can also go across to the casino part and try your luck in gaming. You can go into the Travel Plaza and get your good Chevron fuels from diesel and unleaded, well lit, well covered, good concrete to keep your feet clean. Go inside and get stuck.
Well lit also.
Exactly.
I don't know if you said well lit. Safe.
Important. Subway sandwiches inside as well, and pizza and crispy crunchy chicken. Go by the Quarters Casino. You can get it all. And if you're going, maybe you're going to sit down in a nice little fine restaurant, you go to Steamboat Warehouse north of Opelousas.
Next exit north.
Next exit north. That's the Washington exit. Steamboat Warehouse. That building's been there, I guess, since the 1820s. Beautiful, great atmosphere. The food, second to none. Chef owner Jason Hugay, best of the best chef. Is it like 8 years running? That would put him, I think he was 6 years old the first year he won it. He still looks like a child.
He looks like a teenager today.
He really does, but a hardworking man who gives back to the community, does a great job with the great seafood, the great steaks there. You can see him on What's Cooking here on KDCG with Joey Quibido with Piggly Wiggly, who is another one of our great sponsors. They do a great job here. Go by the Steamboat Warehouse.
Okay, let's talk about finishing up on the pictures. I was showing you some of the pictures of the Yambali building.
Yeah.
And I read when they were having some discussions whether the parish government should take over the operation of it.
It was falling down.
Kind of falling down. And well, I went in there and I sure didn't feel threatened by it falling down. In fact, it's been many, many years since it's in the condition, and they didn't do anything structurally hardly at all. Most of it is just good paint and shining up the floors and all. Look how beautiful those walls are in the hallway.
And we know Joe Simeon knows how to do that.
Oh, and little Joe can get it done. Just look at that office, how nice it is. Now, this is a building that is costing the parish $1 a year. The rent of it is $1 a year from, I guess that would be the Louisiana Department of Agriculture owns the building, I suppose.
Who's the gentleman on the left?
On the left, that's Mr. David Toussaint. And David works with parish government, and he was there doing some work and some supervision with the trustees. And that's who's doing all of this work. Is primarily done in the afternoon when they get off of their regular. A lot of these trustees have jobs now. They're encouraged during the day, and then they volunteer to work again another 3, 4, 5 hours
rather than
at
sitting
night.
in a little small cooped up area. Why not get out?
They go out there, and then on Saturdays and Sundays, Joe and David and some others supervise and get the things done, and I mean it's amazing.
People ask me all the time. They say, well, why are they training these guys to do these jobs? I said, look, the people in jail, a lot of them are guys who made a mistake, but they have trades, they have skills. They got to get past the mistake they made and get on with life. And that's the key.
They get a recommendation from the sheriff's department.
Show what kind of job they can do. If they stay clean and go, how they say that? Go forth and sin no more. That's what you do, right? And you go on. You and I have made. You and I talked about it earlier today. We've made mistakes and got past them, and here we are.
Yep.
There you go. How about this? Well, look at this.
Now this is the Cajun Auto Club of Opelousas put on a nice little car show right to the rear and the side of AutoZone downtown Opelousas, Louisiana. And the person in the middle is Ken Myers. I showed a picture of Ken Myers about 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely, and that's his truck. It got no hood on it, but that's by design.
Oh yes, he has the hood, but he just wants you to see that Hemi engine in there.
And on the right's Don Campbell, who likes old cars and bricks.
Yep, he lays bricks for a living, and old cars. And then the gentleman in the back, I'm sorry, I didn't get the name. And then the next picture is
what are they doing
Kenny.
here?
Well, Kenny saw a that's my motorcycle.
That is
that's
your
my
motorcycle,
trike.
right.
And there was a wire that was hanging. Kenny had a mechanic, Matt, went and get it out of his little truck, got down there, and with a tie strapped it up for me. Kenny, you the man.
That's Kenny himself. Boy,
That's Kenny himself.
He must have shoved his beard inside his shirt.
It doesn't show.
With all that beard he's got, it's hard to imagine. Go, look, Uncle Lewis in the middle of this picture.
Uncle Lewis Doucette, that's correct.
That's a man.
And the gentleman on the right is Mr. Craig Morrow. That's not the Craig, Pat's
not the
Craig.
attorney.
Nope. This gentleman is 93 years old, lives in the northern end of the parish, and the gentleman all the way on the left is his driver, his chauffeur.
Well, how about
and the reason he and Lewis know each other well, Bubba, Lewis's son, Bubba Doucette,
towing, speed shop, all that kind of stuff.
Helped restore. Actually, Mr. Craig Morrow has two cars that he purchased brand new, a Mercedes convertible and a Lincoln. And he had them both restored. He's the original owner and still has them both. And the Mercedes and the Lincoln have both won some big-time car shows. So,
well, who's the SS far back behind? That's a ragtop.
Ramp Spira.
I mean, that's a good-looking car.
Yeah, wasn't entered in the contest because Ramp was one of the judges.
Well, Ramp, I want to borrow it for about 2 hours one day just to try it, just to see.
See how it would feel.
We'll see if Dad has to give me $3 for a little bit of gas.
Won't buy you a gallon. Okay.
How about this? Jordan Carrier's out of Natchez.
Now, I'm going through Baton Rouge. Don Stemmons and I are returning from the HBPA meeting in New Orleans. We come in, that's 5 o'clock traffic, and I took a picture of this driver. I caught his attention, and you can see him, well, you can't really see it because of the
windows
tinted. But Jordan, I had just shown a picture of
about 2-3 weeks ago.
Albin, A-L-B-E-N, Albin Swallow, who is a driver for Jordan, owns his own truck, red truck, that he leases out to Jordan. And Jordan now, when I go to Natchez, they have a big, that's the main office.
The big depot is there, right?
Is there, so anyhow, Jordan specialty trucking.
And you got, was it Durrell?
Durrell, yep, out of New Iberia with that big main warehouse
services.
now is in Lafayette on the Thruway, right across basically from the what used to be the OPAC is now a car wash, detailed shop.
I guess to a certain degree they were all fuel food at one point
they still
originally,
are.
But then now I think it's everything. I think it's
they
big operation.
They have a warehouse in Shreveport. They have one in Fouchon. And New Iberia and Lafayette, you bet.
And how about this?
It's a lady.
Really? That's got the company?
That manages the company, in charge of the operation of the company.
How about this picture? Mr. Jules Olivier from the Lawtell area just passed away, 86 years old. He'd been at Prompt Suck in Opelousas, but from Lawtell. And that would be, I guess, his nephew would be Dr. Ken LaFleur, the eye doctor from Opelousas.
And his niece would be Melba LaFleur Weibel, Dr. Merrick Weibel's wife.
Right. So they were partners together in the eye firm, Merrick and Ken. Right, yeah.
Forgot about that.
That's right.
Okay. Right. And their uncle, of course, was very active in military organizations once he returned from the Second World War.
That's right. So our condolences to the family, a lot of nieces and nephews.
Oh, and talking about deaths, there was a little bitty article that Shirley the Ranger Desertel had died. And I didn't see the actual obituary, although there apparently, of course, this might just be the obituary.
It just came out, I think.
Yeah, that before in other words, she was buried.
Right.
Visiting hours were held Thursday, April the 3rd. That was last week, and she was buried on Friday morning. I'm sorry to the Ranger Desertel family that I was not with you all. We moved to Opelousas the same, we always say the same day, and we moved on King Street, and they moved on King Street also, one little house separating them. And she was age 76, I'm 77, so we literally grew up. And
the parents were Moise the Ranger.
Moise the Ranger Sr., and of course Moise the Ranger Jr. was very close to me, and we talked about him. I had gone visit him at his home in Grand Prairie. Lives next to his. He was living. He's deceased now. Next to his son Paul, and they had it was a very large family. Mrs. DeRanger, then there was no welfare back in those days. They had to help each other.
Everybody takes care of each
but
other, sure.
That was Moise DeRanger Jr. and that.
And Marie Bergeron DeRanger.
Yeah, and then Leola Doucette is another of Shirley's sister. Xavier DeRanger
was a brother.
Theophile DeRanger.
Joseph, Percy.
And Percy.
Velma L'Enclos, Virgie Stella. I mean, there was a big group.
Big group.
And that was just the ones that have passed away. There's plenty still living, I think, 3 or 4 or 5 still living, so
yep.
Big family.
Big family. So our very deepest of sympathies, and if anybody has anything else to add to it, that listen to the program, please call me personal, 945-4010-4010.
There you go. We got the Etouffee Festival is coming up. The Mayor's Cook-Off down in beautiful Arnaville. All proceeds to help benefit St. John Francis Regis Church. If you want to cook, I think it's $30 for the meat and seafood categories. Fee for vegetables is $15. Bring your cooked rice. They'll give you all kind of details as to how to do the whole thing. Kathy Richard, of course, is the mayor down there. You can give them a call over at City Hall, 754-5911. The date of the festival, Saturday, April 26, 2013. It's always excellent. What else you want to know?
Somebody that's excellent at what he's done all of his life. We're talking about Mr. D.L. Menard, the musician.
Dans la porte de Narrière.
He'll be celebrating his 82nd birthday at the Liberty Theater this Saturday. And it costs, I see the tickets are $5. I thought it was $10.
Bargain.
But anyhow, they're going to have the D.L. Menard birthday blowout, they call it. And you'll be able to watch it on Easter Sunday on our station here.
Correct. That's the 20th. You better watch it on that afternoon on KDCG.
Yep.
And don't forget, we've talked about this before, that when, you remember when the wall came down in Russia, in between Germany and all, that President Reagan sent D.L. Menard and John Fosse as part of a delegation to open them up to our culture, to show that we're people like their people, that our musicians are like their musicians, our chefs are like their chefs. Just open up that whole world, and then the whole thing happened. I mean, communism fell in over there. So D.L. Menard, instrumental in the fall of communism.
How about that?
What a man.
What a man. And was a dream to find her. And we're talking about our own local Anne Savoy, who she and her husband owned the music shop on Highway 190 west of Lawtell.
Right.
About 2 or 3 miles outside of Eunice, on the way to Eunice from the Opelousas Drive. And she formed a relationship, a friendship with Linda Ronstadt 20 years ago, which continues till today. Can you imagine? You know, I've said that I want to go there. You've said you want. You've never been either on a Saturday, have
I've
you?
gone a little while, just a little while. I'd love to bring my guitar and go. I've never played. I'd love to play.
Oh, well then I want to see that, because I want to tape. I'm going to bring my old video camera out.
And you sure can. And with Linda Ronstadt, while you're hearing everything about her right now, she's about to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know, tremendous musician herself from Mexico, I think. Steve, if I'm not mistaken, she's Spanish, I believe.
Really?
And I believe so. And so her and Ann have that common connection, in that the you know, it's that Cajun culture we have here. Of course, Ann married into the culture, but the
seasoning and all of the food and all of that,
music and the coming together as a family
and passing a good time.
That's correct. That's correct. Now we're going to take a 1 minute break. 1 quarter to go. We'll see you folks on the other side of one.